So as we'll be able to see, we're obviously doing more heluxing. Staying. The wing is back off again to allow me to seal the inside the snorkel. Make sure that, because when you drill the holes, obviously you've got bare metal. Bare metal will rust. And you need to put a pass-through hole through this wing, inner wing. They gave you these two aluminium not drilled plate things and this bit of tubes, so you have to work out no template where this goes. It's actually fairly self-explanatory once you've figured out that there's a divot in this back plate that slides in and meets in here, and then once that's on you can mark it up. I used the nibbler. Where's the nibbler? So nibbler's cut round corners. Used nibbler to go meh round, a little bit smaller than I wanted, and then the wallering tool to waller it out so that it's all nice. And then I cleaned it all up, painted it red again because I didn't want the bare metal. I had pre-drilled this plate. I clamped the two together, drilled the holes through because they've got some sort of divots in them, but they're not terribly accurate. Then I marked my holes onto the wing of the truck, drilled my 4 holes, and then I painted everything red, let it go off before I clamped this on. And then once I've clamped that on, you'll see there's lots of wax oil everywhere. So I've wax oiled the inside, the outside, just to make sure that, bless her, she don't go rusty, because non-rusty Hilux, difficult thing to find. So if you get a non-rusty Hilux, best bet is trying to keep it that way, he said. So I'm now going to go on dragging the massive bash bar that we've test fitted yesterday down there, bolt it on, because I've got the fine thread bolts ordered for the mounting brackets, but I can change them without taking the bash bar off the truck. So I don't technically have to wait for the right bolts to turn up because the brackets is bolted on, so I can clamp the bash bar in. And then I have found my 13,000 pound single line pull winch that I'm going to drop into the winch tray, bolt on. Or I could go off, I suppose, and lift suspension. All these choices, just confuse a bloke. Ta-da! 13,000 line pull, single line pull, 12 volt, massive. Hopefully that'll fit in that hole. Well, I've got some more, but that's the biggest one I've got, and it would seem sensible to fit the biggest one you've got, wouldn't it? I'll scratch the fair lead off the front. Yes, I know it's not all shiny, but we're not going for shiny. This is defence against the realms of dangerous four-wheel drives, piloted by rushed and angry mothers. Already ruined a bloke's day. Right, I'm going to need to get a tape measure. I'm going to get a tape measure and see what the winch hole spacings are like in this tray. So centre of holes are 25. Oh, bloody spot on. Right, that will bolt straight in there apparently. The next bit is to take the mounting plate off the bottom of it and see. Whack-a-gun. Where's my whack-a-gun? There's my whack-a-gun. Whack-a-gun. I'm losing everything. And I've lost my 16mm socket. That'll show up at some point in a minute. Do 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 dum dum. Right, let's lighten this behemoth down a bit because that is very, very heavy. That is not needed. That's an earth we can probably improve on. We need to see if this bit fits in there. We need to check the bolt width spacings, don't we? Last tape measure is over there. They're probably all standard, but what is that? Oh yes. Right, when your 13-ton single line pull winch fit in a very large hole in the front of your Toyota, this thing is really heavy. I dropped this in my knee last time. I was dragging it off a lorry with that. Wandered in through the door, tripped, and that one didn't work very well for a while after that. It was quite painful. I thought my kneecap was going to fall off. Right, time lapses. So you sort of get what I'm going for. I've just remembered I have got a bigger winch than that, which is one of them 18274 things, twin motor giggle pin one with a load of air clutches and stuff on it. It's a bit serious for this type of thing, because let's be honest, it's not going to get used an awful lot. It's more there just in case you need one. So I think I reckon that's a Winch Max one. Good enough though, they're quite handy things. I've got the box, so I mean obviously this is just sat on here for a minute because I've still got loads of trucks to reassemble. I've found some halo, full beam, dip beam and indicator motorcycle headlights to go in the holes here to give me indicators, so that should work really well. Probably going to need some of those little dump voltage things to us to make it all flash properly, but I think that'll do for a Thursday evening at 9:20. I'm quite tired now, so we're going to lock up, go home, get this wing rehooked on. Once I've just got to seal all the back of it up, I'm going to spray seal where I cut holes in it so that nothing on the back side of it, even though it's a crap pattern wing, I don't want it going rusty or running rust down across my paint. So we're going to leave that for a minute, let that dry off, like seal it in the morning, and then more hiluxing. Wheels painting. Right, so a few days later, we are back. I'll put my cup on the paint on this because it's rubbish. Hiluxing. So you'll see, we have obviously, it's all fitted. Wings hung back on a minute, I've got to do the bottom of that in a bit. Basically, we're on to wheels. So I bought, as you want to know, this massive great set of black 8 spokes, there's now white 8 spokes. Put them on there, and because I wanted an 8J rim, I couldn't get an 8J rim, I had to get a 10. 10, I mean you can see the dish. 10 is a bit overkill. It is giving me some issues. Mainly that, if you look at that wheel, it's hanging this far out of a wheel arch. On the front, obviously that means it catches into stuff. We've got a 2-inch lift kit to fit. I fitted this side, you're going to come with me in a minute and we'll fit that side. I don't want big flappy plastic wheel arches, so we had to come up with a plan that made everything work. Now, you will notice that this wheel has got a different offset than that wheel, because I came up with an idea and it is working. If I spin this wheel around here, you will see the centre is obviously pressed and welded in 6 spots, 5 spots, 5 spots. So what I've discovered you can do is cut. What you need to do is cut your brand new wheels up. I've cut the welds out on 2 of these wheels already. I've done 2, I've got 2 more to do. And basically I can then move the centre, change the offset. I have to true it up on a wheel balancing machine to get it right so it doesn't wobble around all over the place. So this at current has got 70 mil from there to there, which is too much. So this was my first test one, hence why the paint's a bit more ruined on this one. I tried pressing the rim right in, but then we're into clobbering into things in here. So I basically found you can take 20 mil out of the offset and then everything still clears. So I've done that one. Didn't quite pump the tyre up enough, but we'll sort that in a minute because I've got to paint the rim again. But I have managed to do, I'll go and get it. So I managed to do this one without ruining the paint on the front completely. It's a bit dirty, but basically, you see, we've cut off, moved, re-welded rim. So I've only got 2 more to do, a bit of minor painting, and then that sits That's not bad. That tyre is tread-wise about that much out of that arch, rather than this one being hanging right out, and I don't want wobbly plastic wheel arches. I like the clean sort of original Hilux look, not with them big screw bolty on things on the outside. So I'm going to jack it up now, take that side off, fit the other front lift kit, and then we're going down the back because I've got all the bushes and bits now. So we have all of the bolts, all the bits and bobs, and we also got some new polyurethane rear spring bushes. We have the spacers for the front, and then we have the new bigger shackles for the back. Just got to put that lot in there. So we're doing that today, and then we're going to get grinding at the rest of the wheels, sort that out, because we need to remount a tyre on that rim and check that that clears the leaf spring on the back, which according to my calculations it should do. Just a minute ago, I've let the so this Hilux, because it's a late SR5 Mark III, has got independent front suspension, which was not standard. Most Mark IIIs have the front leaf springs like a Mark II, and then some of the last of them and the Surfs have independent. So this SR5 has independent front suspension, which means you need a different lifty kit, because if it was springs, you'd have a spacer block to the axle. Whereas on the independent front suspension, this El Cheapo, where did this come from? Max Speeding Rods. You get basically, this is like a 2-inch spacer that spaces this top joint to the top arm. So as it comes down, you get a correction on your obviously caster and camber angles. So what you need to do, as you'll see me do, is unbolt this. Now this has, as standard, the captive bolts in it. So you need to knock them out and then get a selection of these new bolts to go right through, down, do up, do done. Put this in. Now what I have found is that this block fits in there quite nicely, but you do need to trim yay much off the under support. It won't damage it, it doesn't weaken it, it just is literally where it's pressed in. See this lip needs to come off at the back. Get rid of that. And then this, basically you put this in there, and then we'll put a jack underneath this in a minute. Jack this back up, put the bolts in. So that's the 2-inch lift on the front. We've got ample shock travel. I'm going to buy some new shocks anyway, because the bushes on these, although they weren't an MOT fail, they are starting to get deteriorated. So while we're thundering, we might as well have a new set of front and rear shocks, and then she's pucker. So what I'm going to do now is I'll put you back on the time lapses, and I'm going to get the trolley jack that's currently wedged underneath the camera there, because I won't be able to move that, back in, fit this block in there, jack this back up until obviously the block goes like that. So that gives you that much extra lift, and then I'm going to have to go and try and get this torsion bar bolt to play, because he was stuck fast. The other one came undone in seconds. This one did not want to move, so I've had to heat the nut at the top and the spinner at the bottom, because obviously you do not warm on a torsion bar, on a front suspension torsion bar itself, because your sprung steel, if you eat it, it'll go floppy and you won't have any front suspension, so be a bit careful. But so we get around that, and then basically that gives me that much lift, which means that my tyres and everything will clear, puts me steering, me caster and camber angles back in a better spot, so the wheels don't do this, which they were doing before, and then we are away from there. And then we've just got to take the back apart and fit these bushes. So get on with it. So all bolted back in again. I did just nip the top off these nuts, put a bit of grease on them, because obviously at some point in time you will need to change this joint if you've got that much thread hanging over. It'll just make your life more painful, so I've shortened them back. That's bolted in there, fits quite nicely. So basically that's all you need to do on the front, because it's only a couple of inches. Obviously the anti-roll bars move down both sides, I will check my steering geometry and all afterwards, and these shocks have got ample travel in them, but I am going to need to change on them anyway, just purely because you can see the rubber cracking and there's no give or play in them. They were not in any way an MOT fail, but they are basically suffering from age, so we'll get a set of those. And then I've got to put this bit of wing back on, wheel arch liner, then we're going to deal with the paint at a later date. I just need my truck back on the road because the insurance company still haven't really done anything, and we've had nothing and no loan vehicle. So it's only been over a month and a half. Onward, we're going to go and try and get this torsion bar to wind back up, and hopefully we don't have to change on it because that'll be a right arse. Happy days. Right, so the last bit of suspension work is, you can see I have a last trolley jack lifting the truck away. So we need to take these spring shackles out, which are about that long, and put these ones in, which are about twice as long, with some new Milner supplied polyurethane bushes. But to get to the bolts for the thingy, you have to wave your spare tyre down. And if anyone knows anything about hilux spare tyre mechanisms, because they're chain driven and in all this mud and goo, not too bad on this one actually, it does work. They can be a pest. So we'll just let it down and lubed on it a bit. And what I hadn't considered is that because my hilux is about 20 foot longer than a standard hilux, this bit not quite work like it should. But we've gone there. I'm putting that bit in a drill and shock. So let's get these out of here. Might as well do both sides at the same time. Knock the bushes out, change the thingy. Oh yes, my spring bushes are a bit horrible, aren't they? Give it here. Right, one set of nuts out. Beat on that a bit. Ow. Bent glasses. Right, get this out of here. Oh wait. Right, that's the bolts out. Oh, nuts off, sorry. Give a start of the hammering. Where's my big hammer? Oh, blimey. Hammer and bar. Oh dear, right, see how easy these come out of here. Right, that's one bit. You can see the difference in the, it's pretty much twice what it was before. Let it down a bit. Right, here comes the fun. That's nothing ever easy. That might be able to fall out of there without damaging anything. Perfect. I'll just beat on the other one out of sight. Both of these out. That's like Christmas. I've got brokers anyway, haven't I? Come on. I think I'm going to need a bigger hammer. Gauge. Bigger hammer. Right, that'll knock it out if I can swing it in there. You know what I'm thinking, don't you? Yeah. I'm going to miss and that's going to hurt, isn't it? Right, back under here again. More bashing. Oh yeah, I mean, plenty of room to swing a 14-pound sledgehammer. Good Christ, man. I'm too old for this. Too old. That wheel is not annoying at all. That's the wheel lowering device. Getting a bit friendly under here. Right. Come here, bolt. Come on, okay. You may want to leave. I'm going to have to set fire to you. There's always one in there. A little bit more swing. Right, bring on the fire. There's the wiring on this, just there. There we go, fucking bolt here. Hammer. Horse. Right. Awesome. You are in there, aren't you? Right, you're definitely going to need flames. Ugh, burning rubber and stinkiness, here we come. What are we liking that now? Gonna need some more left than that, haven't we? Let's come back down and put a big lump of wood on top of that. Leave it here. Why have you decided to jam there then? It's not very helpful. Thank you. Alright, round two. Dee. I think that's all we've got. Gas torch. So I'm going to get underneath here and burn that bush out without burning my truck to the floor, and then we'll be back in a minute to refit this and those and all the rest of it. I'm going to have a go before engaging gas torch just to see if it's possible an air hammer will shift it. If no air hammering works, and we're going for full blaze, fire and glory. No, that's not working. Bring on the fire. Right, this will fray it off. Bring on the black smoke and the fires. Once I've found my lighting device, which is there. Fire! Better remove my lighting device from my pocket just in case I set fire to myself. Don't want that exploding now, do we? Right. I'll burn this without burning the wiring harness. Keep away from my wiring harness, thank you. Probably move that out of the way, can't I? Out of the way by doing that, come on. Yes! Success. Go over there. Oh, she's away. Boom! It's quite spectacular, wasn't it? Smoke and things be fine. Don't stick your hair in it, man. If that makes any difference. I'll put it out. Being arse. More fire. I have to go and get me flaming device. That was a stupid idea, wasn't it? Right, sorry, you are going this time. And keep going, it's fucking annoying. Everything's on fire under it now, isn't it? Even the other spring bush is on fire. Just burn out of there, you fucker. Go away. I'm going to have a spit and a cough and a go. Just fall out in the bloody truck. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. All we need to do is leave. Go away. Lovely. Be a mechanic, you know, it's easy. Easy. Ooh. That wasn't very nice. I don't want to do that again. Right, well, let that cool off a minute. There's the offending article. It's going to be about 3,000 degrees. There it is. She was a bit roosty here. So that is out. Just need to get the rest of the bushes knocked out. Luckily enough, they're not like the nasty Land Rover ones with the steel collars. They're just slide-ins. Sensible. Toyota. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance, you know. Get the kit you need to get before you get under a truck. Join me down here in the comfort, spaciousness of the floor. Don't bang your head on anything. So that was the offending article that I have now burned to death, dead. So I've got to get these manky spring bushes out of the top ones, and the remnants of these manky spring bushes out of the bottom ones. Shouldn't take 10 minutes. 1/2. Come on, give it here. Right, that's that side. Hammer and a bar for the top one, because someone cost me set fire to it with the gas torch and it's not very happy. Alright, that's gone. Might actually need cleaning equipment really, because I could do it cleaning these holes up before we shove some new bushes in them, otherwise it's just going to tear them all to hell, isn't it? I'll give it. Go on, get out. Well, that's not working, is it? Oh, blimey. I want to nut that tow bar one more time. Come on, just come out. You know you want to. Gonna have to go and get a screwdriver and a drill, and I don't nut the tow bar. Right. On the shot. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Get in there without knotting the tow bar again. Tool wheel, guys. Bush getting rid of. Right. I reckon we're getting somewhere near. Where'd I put these screwdrivers up? Oop. There. That's it. Come on. Free off. Leave. Ouch. It's just the structural rigidity of my arm and oh, that's it. Come on, get out. Nobody wants you. You're done. You've been here for 20 years. It's time to leave. Yeah. have success. That is the old bushes out. I think we're due some coffee slurping. It's amazingly clean under here. You can tell this Hilux has never seen road salt. I mean, Tana, there's no point putting road salt down on these 3 foot thick in ice during the winter. So I'm going to need some new rear shock absorbers as well. Get on that this afternoon. Perfect. Reinstall wiring harness. Going to need a zip tie this end, aren't I? Because I've broken that and the flames were starting. And maybe not. It's actually metal, isn't it? Nothing like that. Must have been like that. Perfect. Look at that. That'll do it. Oh, back where she was. Perfect. Right. Bushes. Bushes and lubrication. And give you these pretty little grease sachets. I did bring a bucket of grease just in case man needed more lubrication. Oh, fit like a glove. Where's my hammer? Exciting, this, isn't it? I mean, what else would you be doing on a Sunday? Apart from watching Al install bits in his Hilux. Good way to waste a Sunday morning. Saves on having to do any of them house chores they try to make you do on Sundays. Right. I need to retrofit a 21mm socket on it. Set it in the correct direction. Might as well do a bit of lubing on these once I found out what I did with my sachet of lubey stuff. Yeah. So obviously these bolt holes are adjustable, so what we're going to do is the sensible thing and put it on the tallest one it's got, because that's what you do. So we're going to have fun with that, because basically obviously we've got to get that spring. So there's two choices. We don't be lazy and go down the front there and undo the shock absorber mounts, or as we're here, and it might be possible to wedge this bar in there and then poke this pin through here like this without hurting yourself. Now obviously at the moment the shock absorbers are on their full travel, but as soon as we've got I'm getting somewhere near. As soon as we've got the load back on them, that will sort itself out. Going to need to heat on that a bit more without hurting myself, aren't I? Come on, spring perch, you know you want to come down there. It's not working quite as I planned. solve the problem, save having to undo bolts and stuff, wouldn't it? Go and get one of those. The nice thing about braking on some Sprinters is Mercedes made these really rather nice bottom jacks that came with a 904 and 905. Volkswagen VLT's cheapened out on some nasty screw winder thing. But these are really good. I reckon if I just gingerly place that in there. Oop! Could do with moving this kit, couldn't I? Go on and get in there, thank you. Make sure I can get the twirly bit. Same again on the preparations. And then, yes, that'll work on it. And that'll allow me to knock that in there without breaking everything. Like it was made for the job, you know. Put that on the right way round. Find nuts. Even got grease ports in them. How posh is that? We'll have a go at those in a bit so that you can actually keep your spring bushes greased. I mean, if you remembered to do things like that, they'd last forever. Torqued. Oh, I'm going to have to use mechanical effort for the last. Yeah, look at that. Get this jack out of here without dropping it straight in my knackers. Right. Beautiful. Right, one more set to do. So obviously when the weight is let down, there will be, because we're out of shock travel at the moment, the weight of the truck will give me some shock travel, but I'm going to need to attend to that, I think, with some longer, heavier duty shocks. I've said that about 3 times already. And for all people going, oh no, you haven't got an axle stand underneath it. Now, my way of looking at this was, if this vehicle happened, the jack happened to fail, came down, as long as my hand isn't sort of, well, there, it's only going to drop a few inches and sit on its springs. So really, I don't quite know where you put an axle stand to save yourself, but the jack's holding the truck up, and if the truck body fell down, it might give me a bit of a donk on the bonds, but it's not going to crush me. Sensible. Right, I've lost my tub of grease. Where have I? It's there. Right, greasing. Grease hammer. Like a glove. Now, Sense would say probably not worth putting this spare tyre back up in here, to be honest, because one, if we happen to have a puncture, don't think that tyre's going to be an awful lot good, because it's about 1/3 of the size of the ones we've currently got on here. 2, it's a miserable grovelling roadside experience to get it out, and they normally jam up. So I think what I'm going to do is take this out. I'm going to order up another 285/75/16 part worn off of Fleabay, and I might get all excited and order another new shiny. Means I've got to paint another wheel rim. Yeah, that'd be right. So that I have the correct size spare tyre for when it all goes Pete on. If it all goes Pete on, I'm going to wedge you in there like that. Do up a nugget. Commence jacking. to excuse the horrible squawking noises in the background. It would appear one of the neighbours is attempting DIY, a dangerous thing that you should never do. I tend to view it's safer to pay people to do stuff that I'm not very good at, and then I can keep doing the stuff I'm good at and not ruin the stuff I'm not very good at. Does that make sense? Makes total sense to me. Also gets you out of those home-based DIY tasks that you don't want to do. Even though that may be ruined now, because I may have just given that strategy away if the missus watches this video. Darn. It does sound like he needs to go and get himself a new saw blade. I mean, he's been hacking at that bit of wood for half an hour. It's not nice. Poor circular saw. Oh, it might just have finally give up there. It sounds like the dying deaths of an electric motor. Ooh. Right, so this one in heart. Ooh, I'm going to need to go a fair bit more there, aren't we? More jacking. I'm slightly shortening the jack handle really, but is that because I haven't done the nugget up and the jack's gone down again? No, no. Right. Hammer. Right, we are almost there. Oh, blimey. Twice. Use the right end. No. Do the exercise tightening first. Right, installed. So, if you need a sensibly priced, quite well put together 2-inch lift kit for a hilux, max speeding rods. They didn't send me this for free, I did buy it. They did send me an air suspension kit for a Mercedes 906 recovery truck for free. But I was trying to point out I don't actually own a 906, so we might do a competition-y type thing on that. Not giving it, not like buy tickets, but I was thinking about doing it, we'll fit it, test it, we've got to do a video on it, I think, and that's what they're hassling me for. So if you've got a 906 recovery truck or an overloaded 906 Luton, and you think you need air suspension, keep an eye out. We'll have a little comment-based competition, and then you can come here one day and we'll throw it on for you. You can have it for now, and we'll do the video, and it should be quite a giggle. Right, here we go. Right, so there we are then, fitted. To be honest, it's got loads more give on the back now. The bushes are good. So I'll get some big shock absorbers ordered up. They're not running at the end of their travel, so it's not killer. When I've managed to track down where on earth the grease guns disappeared to, I'll grease them, I'll put the grease nipples in. So what I now need to get on and do is attach that front wing and then sort the last of these two wheels out, take these alloys off because they're going on our competition blue Hilux. And then narrow the last two ones of these up, bolt this wing back on properly, put the grill and the nights in, and then hopefully my pickup truck, once I've reattached things like floppy mud guards, mud flaps, is usable again until the insurance company finally pay out for me to fix it, even though I've already technically fixed it. Right, so the finals on finishing these wheels off. So what we've got to do now, we need an angle grinder and a zip disc, goggle edge. And I've got to cut through these welds without cutting through a wheel. So I need to saw all 5 of these off. You have to be very careful. You've got to try and angle it in just right. And then basically you need to use a press once you've done it just to crack the welds out. And then I need to push this centre 20mm further forwards, measure it up, true it up, and then clean it up because of course it's got powder coat in between the two, which is a pest, and weld it all back together again. It only takes about an hour a wheel, but we're getting there, Right, so finals on my Hiluxes. Wheels are all moved to where they need to be. Got to paint them. One's out there, one's up there, and then I've got one to take back off so I can, this is the first one, needs some more paint work. You're gonna have to go and get your mug again because I've got me microphone working this time. Fudgy got a present in the post this morning from one of you lot. The sad thing is Moonpig sends you these things, it's brilliant, but they don't tell you where they're from.
No.
So you got yourself a very shiny mug, which he's quite chuffed about.
I am. Thank you to whoever it is. Please let us know in the comments who sent it. So I'll give you a shout out and say thank you on the YouTubes. But okay, you ready for my unboxing now?
Well, yeah, because you've already unboxed it once, so without being rude. So I
I
know what it is.
It was a lot tidier than this.
Still, I squashed it.
Yeah, it's a little bit like my fabrication.
Yeah, it's be fine.
So it says birthday time, isn't it fudge? That's 60 diesels. And okay. All right. So in here is my mug. I absolutely love this. So, do not distract me. I'm beating my panels. FFS.
Do not disturb.
Yes, do not disturb.
I'm
beating my panels.
So you're going to use that? You're going to put it somewhere you can't break it?
I'm going to put it somewhere safe.
Special.
Last time someone used my cup and broke it. So this one's.
So that wasn't technically my fault.
No, it wasn't you that used it.
Simon, wasn't it? Timmy.
Timmy. They put it on something
and knocked it off.
Knocked it off.
Yeah. We can stick it back together. We've got to go around and buy some super glue. We've got lots of mugs that need the handles stuck back on again.
But thank you very much. It's not my birthday yet, so I'm...
April?
April.
April.
In April.
Right, so we're return to Hilux, the end of the Hilux video. So all I have to manage to do today is go and get them. I got on the Bowers website because they're very good and they make nice quality lights that aren't Chinese, or supply nice quality lights that aren't Chinese and don't fall apart. So I've got these 2 indicators, so I'm going to try and put them there. I know that's a little technically, yeah, I think there is better than there because they look a bit daft. I'm going to sit them in there. I know it's a little far in, but I think someone should be able to see that, and then I might wire these ones up, which were never used.
Yeah.
So that gives me, because I've got a wing repeater there, then one there, and then one there.
You're fully covered that.
Yeah, it should be, yeah. And then just tuck them back in so that I can ram things without breaking, Tuaregs without breaking them. I need to put that exhaust section on, which we've needed to do since we picked it up, because the exhaust section is rubbish at the front here and blows. So I've got that brand new to go on. I need to reattach my rear mud flaps because they're falling off.
Okay.
Paint wheels, mount tyres, Hilux, fixed for the minute until the insurance company pays some money, and then it is going to get a full respray.
Yes.
Because this has been quite an expensive experience thanks to Lady and Tuareg, and the insurance company are rubbish.
Yes.
Yes, rubbish. Yes, yeah. They finally got my claim last week. Oh. Yeah, it's only a month later. Yeah, apparently they don't send people out to look at anything. You have to do it all yourself.
Oh, so did you get a commission for doing that?
No, because it's cheaper. Then they don't have to employ anyone. But of course they charge you more money every year. It's Britain, isn't it? Yeah, it's costing us. Yeah.
Pounds more to insure, but yeah.
But yeah, you have to do all the you have to do their jobs and you have to do all the work.
Ah.
Yeah, quality.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, and I got to put a number plate back on the front. So number plate back on the front, and I have got a copy of the original ZP plates that it came from.
You putting them back on?
I'm putting one back on that side, and I'm going to give the other one to Janet to hang on a wall. Because funnily enough, it is actually Obion's date of birth. Really? No, I think it was totally unintentional, but he was born on the 6th or something. If you look at the number plate, it's
serendipity.
Yeah, it is quite strange. It was that close. So we'll get Rolling Thunder back on the road. I mean, this wing is very much rattle canned. I might polish it a wee bit, but it's hardly worth it. And then she's going to need complete cut paint, a bit of straightening.
You're driving home in style tonight, then, Al?
Well, I do miss my pickup truck because I have actually bought the tax for it because I had to pay a whole year's worth when I registered it. So I've lost that. And also, it's got over half a tank of diesel, which is deeply upsetting because we've been out all over the place and the lorry was playing up this morning, but I figured out what that is. So we'll cut that fuel filter. I've definitely got that diesel lurgy in my fuel tank. That's the second fuel filter in 2.5 months, and it stopped right in rush hour traffic this morning. Luckily enough, I was delivering another 602DI on the back that happened to have a fuel filter on it. So after getting it going again and then it stopping again, causing more traffic chaos in the middle of Merley, I got me Leatherman and managed to change a fuel filter using a Leatherman. It was pretty impressive on the side of the road. That got it going. It hasn't stopped since. So I'm either going to need to change the tank, or I might try and see if I can kill it somehow. It's obviously growing some description of algae in there because you empty the fuel filter out, which looks really clean, and then all this congealed jellified gook comes out. So worst comes to worst, I might know a man's got a fuel tank. Or 10. No, I don't know who'd have a load of Sprinter fuel tanks. He'd have to find one he couldn't, because they're never worth anything. So to drain them, I'll normally drill a hole in the bottom. So I'll have to make sure I don't trip myself up fitting it. Yeah. Right. Let's get cracking into this. I get these wheels done. You're on the makings of tea. Put that somewhere safe. That you're gonna have to, so you don't break it.
Yes.
And then on we go. My life isn't there. So, as nothing in my life ever goes terribly easily, we thought we'd quickly scooch the new exhaust on to replace that one down there that's got some rusty holes in it. So, those manifold studs, they are stuck on there. I have sheared one of them off. I've heated on them, beat on them, lubricated, bashed, bent. So what I'm going to do to make my life easier, because I have a complete exhaust from there down to the centre box, which is good, is quickly whip this inlet manifold off, hack through that pipe down there with a rip saw or a grinder, take this inlet manifold off, which now has one sheared bolt, exhaust manifold off, that now has one sheared off bolt in it, and basically fix it on a bench, get those bolts, nuts off of there, refit it, and then I can put the exhaust on instead of just unbolting it. But that's fine, because you expect these type of things. I think this exhaust has been on here for many years, and exhaust studs are normally the worst because they've got hot and cold a million times and gone as rusty as hell. So bring on the time lapses and the yagger-daggering involved in that manifold, exhaust manifold. Keep saying in that exhaust manifold should come off relatively easily, because most of the bolts go straight into the head, apart from two manky looking ones there. So we're going to whip around them with a wire brush quickly, whip this off, cut that off. Then I can work on that, put that back on. It's a steel exhaust manifold gasket, it will survive. And then we'll cut the rest of the exhaust out from under the truck and replace it. Wheels is painted, they're out there drying off. So apart from fitting the indicators, we're almost road ready. That off. Obviously we've got to extract that bit, and I had previously hacked all the dead nasty manx bolts off up here. In theory, with a bit of wiggling, this bit which is buggered can come out nicely from around here. No, yes, no, yes, no. More hacking needed. Cut that in half as well, am I? Joys, it's supposed to be in two sections, but someone's welded it together. Yeah. Right, one bit. Pigeoned up, ruined bit. So, I might have to try and salvage some clamps maybe, or find some new ones. Only a 10-minute changing exhaust, you know. Right, let's go and find the new one. Turn my torch off and then we'll get working on that. So courtesy of me on a 4x4 ages ago, because we sort of pre-ordered before someone drove into it with a Tuareg, a new one. Because I would say that old part there is the original genuine Toyota one. It's not bad from 1994 to now, is it? I mean, I know this vehicle saw very limited road salt, but oh, they gave us a new clamp. Good people. Not hack bits from myself off. Perfect. No, don't do stubbing yourself. Right, so one section. That to get it from China anyway. Right, perfect. So front section, rear section. So I'm going to get slopping that sort of half in, and then you can join me on a bench in a minute when we're going to try and get all this undone. That'll be fun. Right, so here is the plan. So I've sheared that one off. We're going to have to weld on that to get it out. I've acquired my tiny gas kit only because I don't really need all the flames and explosions involved in the bit of oxyacetylene, and that one's there. So these are going to need a bit of wire brushing off. If you've got any chance of getting them out without shearing them off. Yeah, look at that. Right, let's introduce heat and flames. Come on, tiny gas torch. So they're 14s. 14mm nuts anyway. So it's nuts and studs, so there's a fair chance that we can extract that stud and find something to replace it with. Ooh, haven't turned the gas on enough. Have now. Right. Commence boiling alive of stud. Come on, Mr. Toyota. You know you want to play ball. Don't set fire to that. I think that's on the shearing offies as well, isn't it? Although heating it does make it expand, but it might come. Otherwise, best bet might be to cut through the side of it. Put some new nuts on. Shearing off or undoing? Feel like you're undoing. Oh yeah. Right, let's introduce lubrication and flames. Yes. Whoop! He said lubrication and flames. That was quite impressive. Still got me eyebrows. Should know better than that really. Should have turned this off first. Oh yes. Got one. Should have done this first. Would have saved myself all the grief of the other sheared off stud. Right, I'm going to have another go at that, and this time we're not going to spray squirty oil near a naked flame, because that's a bit silly. Don't do that, people. Not thinking correctly today. Because obviously wood is flammable. Bit of exciting live action anyway. Ooh, we are going. Back you up a bit. Right, I think we need to turn this off before I hurt myself. And see if we can set fire to myself again. Introducing squirty oil. Smoke. Bit like oil quenching in a bad way. Oh, perfect. What you've got to remember to do is when you get right to the end of this, don't go grabbing on. Because it's the favourite thing mechanics do. You get something red hot with a gas torch, get it undone and then go, oh, just pick that nut off of there. It hurts. I've done it far too many times because you weren't thinking correctly and you're an idiot. That one. Look at that. Let's use this as bloody hot. Might need a new one of those. I think I've got a new one of those. So basically what we're going to need to do now is get out the front there a minute. I'll go and weld a nut on this. So, and then basically after that, it's reassembly time. Let's go and find me a selection of exhaust sealant rings because I'm going to need a new one. And find some description of new stud, but that is a success so far. Right, so we're back. As we'll see, I just quickly popped outside, out in the yard, and the workshop, and I have 200 amp flat out that nut on there, which is technically red hot. I'm going to quickly scooch out of sight. I think it's a 19, 17, 19, and then I'll try and get this to come out of here, which I don't think it's going to want to do. Oh, it is. Right, introducing more lubrication of flames. Hopefully we'll make a new stud up for here. It can all go back together as long as I've got one of those rings. I think he's over there in that drawer. I'm lucky. Nuts. That's cooled down quite nicely. There we are, that is done. Right, I'm going to quickly go and find some description of stud or make one. These two will do well enough, they are good enough, and as you see they have cooled down. Clean these up a little bit and then we'll go and put all this back on the truck and put the exhaust back on. Right, manifold screw back on. Found one of those rings, a load of exhaust gas sealant paste, and the exhaust section is back on. It's a little bit not quite the right shape, but we're going to work on that. And there's a slight difference in one of the mounting clamps, but we're going to work on that too. So I'm going to go lie underneath now and try and get the rest of it to fit. That's me next brilliant plan. Right, so after a load of faffing, it goes in a slightly different place than the original one, but it clears everything. It's all bolted up. Manifold is back on. Everything is back on. So no more blowing exhaust. And so instead of going round, under, up and through over there, it comes down through, round and through. But I did, so it all fits. That's fine. So, right, on to the next few bits and then we'll have a look. She's almost done. Ta-da!
Welcome back.
Yeah, well, we haven't test driven yet, so I'm going to go test drive in a bit just to check that I think the wheels is true and round and in the right place.
Yep.
But yes, so in theory, Thunder, fire cut paint. We have rattle can that wing red. It looks all right, good from far, far from good.
Yeah.
But I don't like that wing anyway. I'm on to
Proper job,
proper
don't
job. So, I've done the last few bits off camera late last night and early this morning. So I've mounted me winchy box. That's
Yep.
there.
you? Looks good. Flashy flashies.
Yeah, made some posh brackets up. left and right. Screwed me number plate on.
Yeah.
I got some reprints of, managed to find a company that reprinted me the Obbjorn's original number plate.
Yeah.
So I have stuck that there for a minute. The only last thing I've got to do is I've got an under tray, but I'll get to that at some other point. So the wheels are done, snorkel is done, front grille is just hanging in there at the moment because we need a new one of those. Wheels are all narrowed in, 25 mil. They are just on, so I'm going to get a little rubber lip wheel arch when I get 5 minutes, and we need to make the
straight. Oh,
you were going to have a shorter because I can't get in here.
How far are you going back with the tube?
Here, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come out there. Step. Yeah, just the front. Passengers, it'd be young people. There's never any passengers to be fine. The dog can get in there.
Yeah.
So I've stolen the chrome headache rack off the other one, bolted it on there.
Looks good.
So we've got a new chrome roll bar for the other one. The suspension is lifted. Everything is bolted on. I have shoved the tyre under the back for a minute.
Yeah.
So I need to acquire myself a proper spare wheel, but Thunder is alive.
Da da da.
Da da da.
No thanks to the insurance company.
No thanks to the insurance company. No. Thank you, insurance company. Yes, you've been really good there.
I think the whole country will just say, do you know what, insurance?
Well, they still haven't paid Claire for a dog vent.
Really?
So that's November.
So end of November, wasn't it?
End of November, early December that happened.
Yeah.
They still haven't given her any money. They've taken the van.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's gone.
So it's all take
that's
with these.
That's on Copart with a dosh in the front of it. So no, she's managed to. So she's still waiting on money, and they have started my claim. I have started my smart claim 4 days ago. So apparently they are awaiting photographs from the repairers, even though they've got them in a quote.
Oh, dear
God. Yeah. So anyway, we've fixed it. I've got photographs of damage and the stuff. So yeah, no, rolling Thunder is back rolling Thunder.
You're driving home in style this evening, aren't you? No chance of breaking down anywhere with a diesel pump.
BMW, sorted.
Yes.
Sorted. Just waiting on wheels. We've got a minor wheel catastrophe, but we're getting part around that.
Yeah.
Not our type of wheel, but cracked wheel catastrophe.
Yeah.
Everything is sent to haunt you. So anyway, I think end of next week, Tony will have his car. And that's because we've got everything else. We found a minor coolant leak. Was lucky because we didn't see that till we moved down here the other day.
No.
There's a new hose arriving for that tomorrow.
Damn plastic pieces, isn't it?
Crappy plastic bits that crack, basically. Yeah. So should we go and show them the next video?
Let's do it.
Should we do an intro to the next video?
Shall we?
Yeah, because I mean we need to remind them to buy tickets for stuff.
Please buy some tickets for stuff.
So the Jag is up. Shag.
So
the XJR, which is ace. My God, is that car fast? And then there is also the video. There is also the raffle for the ZX, because one of the things we are going to get to next week is get the ZX MOT'd, because I think it goes on the 25th of this month. I think it goes first, and then the Jag goes after. And they are releasing the tickets for the Festival of the Unexceptional on the 17th of this month. But anyway, we're going to go and toddle outside the gate and show you our next. Well, it's going to be a will it start, because it don't go at the moment.
No.
Doesn't go, doesn't
It's cooler than Penguins Wee.
It probably is cooler than Penguins Wee.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll see another one.
No, this thing is awesome. It's really cool.
Yes.
I'm a little bit jealous of our Lindsay.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Anyway.
He's done well there.
We've got to drag it in, and we might use we'll use Thunder for yard dragging. We'll get it hauled in here, because we can't leave it out where it is. Anyway, we're waffling. We're going to go and have a look at this. Waffling.
With waffle. This
is a 19, it's either 52 or 54 Fargo, Dodge Fargo. So basically Dodge Power Wagon. Yep.
Yeah.
4.5 litre, flathead, straight six.
Okay.
Yep. So Lindsay, as you know, has got a bit of a portion for buying these, because this will be number 3. So the first one we had was the French one we had with no floor in, that I had to be dragged down the road. The engine was in the back and all the shafts were spinning. There's a short on that.
Yeah.
And then after that we had a Dodge weapons carrier that was dismantled in bits and didn't go. Yeah.
That had the engine. That had the engine in the back.
No, that had the engine in it, but most of the rest of it was in the boot.
Yes.
He's got that dry stored up the road, and then he bought this the other day.
This is really cool. This is cool.
pucker. So this come off a lovely old boy in Bristol. He's had this for years. He's in his mid to late 80s. He's only got one hand. He's got a hook. So sink me hook and bed me in or something. I think that's in Maltese apparently.
Okay.
This was his pride and joy. So this has, it's got some upgrades. It's got high ratio diffs, front and rear.
Okay.
Got power steering, power brakes.
Yeah.
She apparently shifts. So like when you were going war-in with the thing, she didn't need to be going very fast. So this isn't the Power Wagon, the War Edition one. Sorry, this isn't the Weapons Carrier, which was the War Edition one. This is Power Wagon.
Yeah.
So like the Sultan of Brunei or whatever it is, has got one the size of a house, hasn't he, that he drives, that you can move. Because, I mean, they were just the indestructible four-wheel drive. So basically, it hasn't gone in a while, but there's no reason why. So it's drained of coolant, drained of fuel. It ain't got no brakes. But Matey's parents said apparently only needed bleeding. He was trying to bleed him, but he couldn't bleed him by himself because he'd only got one, and it was getting very complicated. So what we're going to do next week, excuse the noisy scaffolders in the background, is get this started, and then we've got to test drive it. It's MOT and tax exempt, and apparently it does go quite fast, so we'll try that.
Does it?
Well, I think fast for a Power Wagon. But she'll do 60, 65, 70 mile an hour.
I think that'd be scary enough in this, don't you?
I think so, yes. I think
it'd be
that.
quite
But
exciting
anyway,
at about 50.
so thank you for watching our stupidity. The Hilux is done. We're going to drag this in the yard in a minute. You won't see that till next week. And we are getting ahead. I mean, I almost had a Wednesday video this week. We are starting to recover. So we will be back with the Wednesdays about a month. We're just going to stick with Sundays for a minute till we get ahead.
Up.
Yeah, because it just gives us a bit more time. So power wagging next weekend. Hiluxing that you will have just watched. Thank you very much. Al Fudge 60 Diesels. Right, the first time out in Thunder. With all the new bits clamped on. Made sure everything is done up. We'll make sure I put my seatbelt on in a minute. I just don't want to get told off by the seatbelt police. Try not to back into anything. I'm going to go and see if I've got my wheels done correctly. If it here, Hilux, that's the one. And if all these repairs and modifications work like they're supposed to. Oh, it's nice to have the truck back. Tiny bit of scrapage, but that's fine. Yeah. Only 40 kilometres an hour, but trundle out of the village and then they need to balance some wheels. It's the only thing I haven't got round to doing yet. But we'll see. Work. Trundle out the village at 30 mile an hour. No horrific shaking. So I did true these wheels up as best as I could. And I think I've got them where I need them to be. Obviously they've got a massive great set of mud tyres on them, but yeah. Pickup truck fixed. Yeah. Perfect. Right, Thunder back to life. Next thing we've got to do to Thunder is go to the south of France, but that's not for a few weeks. We've got a T1 camper van to finish first. Once the camper van's done, me and Simon are going to go and retrieve my Mercedes Sprinter van that's been parked the southwest of France for over a year and a half. Amazing how the time flies. So I'm going to go get that repatriated. But yeah, no, I am chuffed. We stop in a straight line, we steer all right. So Thunder survived. We can fend off Tuaregs now till the cows come home. Indicators are all working, nothing is touching. So yes, done. Right, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you all next Sunday. And if you haven't bought a ticket for a Jaguar or a Citroen ZX, please do. And we'll be back for some more stupidity craziness next week.